Let me ask you something. When last did you walk into a Woolies food to grab something quick, and then halfway there you stopped yourself and just opened 6060 instead? If that's happened to you even once, you're already living inside the most fascinating retail war South Africa has ever seen. And most people don't even know or realize it's happening. Because this isn't just a story about groceries and deliveries. This is a story about two companies playing a game, a high stakes game, no mercy and winner takes all type of game, where only one of them actually understand the roles. Welcome to Game Theory Pop Culture. I'm Penyo, and today we are cracking open the Woolworths versus Checkers rivalry. And by the end of this episode, I'm going to make a prediction that I believe will fundamentally change the South African retail landscape by 2029. So, let's get into it. Now, firstly, we need to understand who are the players and what are their current standing. Because in game theory, before you can predict what happens next, you have to understand what each player currently values and what they are willing to risk. Woolworths has been the undisputed king of premium retail in South Africa for decades. When you think Woolworths Foods, you think quality, you think prestige, you think the kind of store where the packaging alone makes you feel like you have made good decisions in your life. The brand is difficult to attain to the low standard or low class people because their core promise is we are just better than everyone else and our customers know it. And for a long time, that was just enough. Then there's Checkers. Checkers is part of the ShopRite group. Traditionally, it's seen as an accessible and more affordable option. But something shifted around 2019 when they launched 6060, the rapid delivery app. And what started as a convenience play has turned into a full-scale strategic assault on Woolies' territory. Here are the numbers that matter. Checkers 60 is growing at a 47.7% rate every year. Woolies Dash. Now, Woolies Dash is an equivalent of what Checkers 60 is. That's only growing at a 28.5% yearly. Now, can you see the gap is not closing? It's actually widening. Checkers is operating 6060 from 694 stores across South Africa. Woolies is only operating from like 80 stores. Now, 6060 has already hit 18.9 billion in sales. Did you hear what I say? 18.9 billion in sales. Now let that sink in. Because 18.9 billion is not a joke. For a delivery app that only started 7 years ago, that's a real heavy hitter. This is no longer a battle between premium brands and mass market brand. This is a battle between a company that is playing checkers, no pun intended, and a company that is playing chess. Now, here's the game theory framework. Let's bring the game theory principles because this is where it gets really interesting. In game theory, a non-cooperative game is a situation where two or more players are making strategic decisions independently. They are not working together, they are not coordinating, and every move one player makes directly affects the outcome of the other. Sounds familiar? That's exactly what's happening between Woolies and Checkers right now. Every time Checkers expands 6060 to a new suburb, Woolies fills it. Every time Woolies drops a new premium product range, Checkers has to decide whether to follow or ignore it. They are locked in a non-cooperative game with no referee, no timeout, and no second place trophy. Now here's the key concept you need to understand. The payoff matrix. In game theory, a payoff matrix maps out the possible outcome based on the strategies each player chooses. Think of it like this. If Checkers invests aggressively in technology and Woolies doesn't respond, Checkers wins big. If Woolies responds aggressively and Checkers pulls back, Woolies wins. If both invest heavily, the market gets more expensive for both. Margins shrink, but neither dominates. And if neither invests, the market stagnates basically, and a new disruptor comes from outside and beats both of them. Right now, Checkers is making aggressive moves and Woolworths is responding, but too slowly, too cautiously, and from a position of infrastructure weakness. 694 stores versus 80 stores. That's not a gap you can close overnight. Here's what makes Checkers' position so powerful right now. In game theory, we talk about dominant strategy, a move that gives you the best possible outcome regardless of what your opponent does. Checkers has found theirs, and it's called speed plus scale. Speed, because 6060 promises delivery in 60 minutes or less. Scale, because they are doing it from 694 locations. Now, no matter what Woolies does, Checkers can undercut them on convenience. If Woolies lowers prices, Checkers can match it. If Woolies improves quality, Checkers already has comparable products at better prices. If Woolies improves delivery, they're doing it from 80 stores versus 694. Checkers doesn't need to beat Woolies at being premium. They just need to make the premium customer ask one question: is the quality difference worth the convenience or the inconvenience? And increasingly the answer is no. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Checkers isn't done, because what they've built with 6060 isn't just a delivery app, it's a data machine. Every order, every suburb, every time slot, every product preference. Checkers is collecting intelligence on the South African consumer at a scale that Woolworths simply cannot match. And in game theory terms, better information equals better strategy. Checkers is not just winning the delivery war. They are building the infrastructure for the next war. And that's where my prediction comes in. Write this down, because I believe this is going to happen between 2027 and 2029. And when it does, I want you to come back to this video. Checkers is going to deploy 2 game-changing technologies that will completely reshape South African retail. And together they will create what game theorists call a Nash equilibrium shift. A point where the entire market reaches a new balance that nobody can unilaterally change. Here they are. Number 1, fully automated drone delivery hubs. Right now, 6060 runs on motorbike riders. Thousands of them cross suburbs every single day. But motorbikes have a ceiling, ladies and gentlemen. They get stuck in traffic. They are normally causing accidents. They cost money per ride. They can't scale infinitely. Drones have none of these limitations. A drone hub in Sandton can cover over 15k radius in under 20 minutes. No traffic, no ride wages, no human errors. With South Africa's Civil Aviation Authority already developing drone delivery regulations, the legal infrastructure is coming, guys. My predictions: by 2028, Checkers will pilot their first automated drone hub in Gauteng. By 2029, they will have 5, and when that happens, the motorcycle delivery model dies completely. Not slowly, fast, because once customers experience drone delivery speed, there is no going back. Number 2 of my predictions: there will be an AI-powered micro warehouse. This is the one thing people are sleeping on right now. 6060 dispatches from full-size Checkers stores. That means delivery drivers are navigating full supermarkets, picking products off the shelves alongside regular customers. It's insufficient, guys. It has a ceiling, but imagine this: Checkers takes small, affordable commercial spaces in every major South African suburb. Northcliffe, Fourways, Menlyn, Mhlanga, they fill these spaces not with a full store, but with a robotically managed micro warehouse stocked with the 2,000 most ordered products in their specific suburb, based entirely off the 6060 data. No cashiers, no trolleys, no checkout queues, just AI picking, packing, and handing over to the drone. Imagine AI picking, AI packing, AI handing over to the drone. Or maybe a ride in under 4 to 5 minutes. That is dominant strategy that Woolies cannot replicate without rebuilding the entire business model from scratch. Put the two together, drone hubs plus AI micro warehouses, and you've got a delivery ecosystem that makes Woolies DoorDash look like a fax machine in a WhatsApp world. Yeah. So what does Woolies do? Okay, let's think about it. In game theory, when your opponent plays dominant strategy, you have 2 options. You either match it, which is called strategic defection from your current position, or you find a completely different game to play where you are more dominant there. My prediction for Woolies is this: they will not be able to match Checkers on technology and scale. The infrastructure gap is too wide. Instead, expect Woolies to double down on what Checkers cannot easily copy: ultra premium experience, exclusive product ranges in store, lifestyle destinations, and health and wellness positioning. Essentially, Woolies will retreat up market, not because they want to, but because the game theory forces them to. When you cannot win on speed, you compete on identity. When you cannot win on scale, you compete on exclusivity. But here is the part of this conversation that we cannot ignore, because game theory doesn't just predict winners and losers in boardrooms. It predicts real-world consequences for real people. If Checkers automates drones deliveries and deploys AI micro warehouses, what happens to the thousands of 6060 riders who currently make a living on those bikes? What happens to the warehouse pickers, the packers, the petrol station workers who service those bikers around busy retail hubs because of the foot traffic? The Nash equilibrium shift in retail doesn't just change where you stop. It displaces entire economy and ecosystems that govern South Africa. With an unemployment rate hovering over 32% rather, Can you genuinely ignore these things? You can't, guys. You really can't. So this is the conversation that the government, business, and society needs to start having right now, before the drones arrive, not after. But that's a conversation for another day. So here's where we land. Checkers has found a dominant strategy. Woolworths is being forced into a corner, and by 2029 the South African retail game will look nothing like it does today. The drone hubs are coming, guys. The micro warehouses are coming. The question isn't whether the game changes, it's whether we are ready for everything that's about to happen. That's what game theory pop culture is here to do. Help you see the moves before they happen, so you are never, ever caught off guard. If this episode made you think differently about your next grocery order, drop a comment and tell me. Are you team Checkers or are you team Woolies? And more importantly, do you think South Africa is ready for drone deliveries? Subscribe to Game Theory Pop Culture, because episode 4 is coming, and trust me, you are not ready for the prediction we are about to make. The game is always being played. The only question is, are you watching?